Alrighty. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending on which time zone you're in. Hopefully, AT&T is going to be kind enough and give me a strong enough signal. So there's today. We're going to make some breakfast. We're going to do probably more of the traditional. Got my big tater, got my onion, and of course, we always start out with bacon. So first thing I do is I get the burner going. And one thing about these is these burners are really powerful compared to what I had before. So I do most of my cooking on the standard burner. I do most of my power burner on a slightly stronger one, and then I have one over here just for bringing water up to a boil rather quickly. That's really what it's good for. So I got the pan heating up. Kind of let it get heated on a low heat at first, which gives me a little bit more even cooking. The bacon I'm actually using for the cooking media. It will be the bacon grease that I fry the potatoes and onions in. Potatoes are going first because they take the longest. The onion will be the last one that goes in there. And then I will top it off with a couple eggs and probably some steak sauce. So let's make sure I get the steak sauce start refrigerating. Woo-hoo, almost forgot about this. It's the most important part. So give it a good shake, and then set it in the chicken. Also remember, you want to take your vitamins. So the main ones are going to be D3, zinc, and vitamin C. Those are the ones that I take in addition to my multivitamin. And you could ask fairly, well, doesn't the multivitamin have those? It does. Does it have in decent amounts? It does. Does it have in the amounts that I feel at this time of the year is sufficient? I believe it does not. So that's why I do that. These are very powerful for fighting off of, oh, Miss Prepper. Thanks for joining in. It's been a while since I've seen you. Good morning. So we start with the bacon. Like I said, besides bacon being, well, it's bacon, I use the bacon grease to cook in, which is better than vegetable oils. So, is it the healthiest thing to cook in? No, it is not. But it is better than using vegetable oil. Coconut oil is really good. Olive oil is good. So I got that cooking. That's going to be my meat. And while it's cooking on low, hey, Michael, how you doing? Good morning. So the legs and my lats are a little sore from yesterday, which is a good thing. That lets me know I got a good workout in. Oh, well, thanks. We did miss you. Thanks for coming back in. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. So the subject while we're cooking today is going to be those haters on the internet and social media and what to do about them. So what do I mean by haters? These are people that are going to say whatever you're doing, whatever you're presenting is wrong. Why is it wrong? Well, it's wrong because your form's wrong, your diet's wrong, your fake weights, you're on drugs. You know, TRT is not for me. TRT is not for me. It might be for you. That's okay. You know, you're on steroids. You're on this. You're on that. You know what they're saying is, gee, I can't do that, so there must be something wrong. There must be a reason why you are better than me. You know, instead of just looking at themselves in an entirety thing, because you can't be the greatest at everything, I'm a professional bencher, I guess you would call it that. My squat is not where I'd like it to be, but because I see somebody squat, I don't say, oh, it's fake weights. Oh, you're doing, as long as it's proper form. But then again, I'm kind of about that too. So Instagram is growing. I'm over 4,000 subscribers on Instagram, which is surprising. And of course, I'm starting to get those people. So there was one on there. He was on there for a while. Even after I did the math for him, the first thing was, well, that's not 400 pounds. Okay, well, here, let's do the math for you. Let's help you out. We know our math scores in the United States is not where they should be. And then, well, you can't be throwing that weight up because of your skinny old flabby arms. So now it's a personal attack. Skinny old flabby arms. Do I sit there and go, oh, listen, boy, I got 18-inch arms. They're not flabby. They're actually very strong. I tell them that the bench really comes from the shoulders and pecs, and the triceps are just there to finish it off. No, I told him, I said, listen, here's my link to openpowerlifting.org. Here's where I'm rated. Okay, if I can do it in competition, I can probably do it in the gym. Well, he still had a hard time understanding it. So I said, not only can you not add, you can't read. There's a few other guys that were kind of ripping him a new one too. Basically, dude. So surprisingly, he kept the conversation going. He said, well, maybe it is true that you do have a lot of videos, yada, yada, yada. He goes, but those are just YouTube videos. And he was under the impression that the record bench for 60 to 64 was 315. Well, I don't know where he got that information from. There's a lot of us older guys that are stronger than that. So it was funny. So I sent him the link to show him what the true records were. He hasn't responded since. Yeah, flabby. All right. Flabby. So I did have one guy goes, I do have a picture of me with no shirt on. And right. Jack, you're right. I train for strength. I don't train to get large arms and stuff like that. So they don't understand that. It's a different type of training. My goals are different. They think that you have to have these huge arms, 22-inch bicep to be able to bench. Well, bicep has nothing to do with bench. Absolutely nothing. That's not how lift is done. And anybody who's a competitor who is really into that knows better. And they're also going to be the ones that go, okay, I've seen that. I know who the guy is. Let me go to openpowerlifting.org and see if he's there and see what sort of records he has. Because I put that in my bio. The information is right there for you. So I got a few of those fake weight comments last night. And it's getting to the point where I'm not even going to respond to them. I can't help it. If you're too lazy to look into the person's bio, if you're too lazy to go to the websites and double check the information, as most of them, they have a private account because they know they're trolls, they know they're little haters, and they just don't understand what the competition is. It'd be akin to me telling a bodybuilder how to eat. Okay, that's not what I do. Now I know they eat far more stricter diet than I do. Yeah, Jack, but 330 pounds is huge. I mean, I guarantee you that puts you in the 1%. It probably puts you in the 0.3% in 60 and above. So benching 330, I'm sure, when you're in the gym, people think, wow, that's incredible. Because I know when I'm warming up and I'm in a new gym, I'll have them come over and I'm at 315. I'm like, wow, that's that's incredible. And I go, oh, thank you. And I go, give it 20 minutes and see what you think then. But I know I'm on the extreme level on my age group. But 330 pounds, it's a huge bench. I was 40 the first time I benched 315. And a lot of it had to do with me. I pretty much fell for the idea because, my arms were so long and I was so tall that that was pretty much at my limit. And I kind of fell for my own bad advice. And then I seen somebody taller than me bench 315 more than once. I said, okay, well, I guess I can't be using that excuse anymore. You ready to go out, Banks? I guess you're gonna have to go out sometime there, kitty cat. He looks at the door and I go, you ready to go out? And he scuttles away. So now that I'm on a new platform, I rarely get this on YouTube anymore. I think pretty much everybody knows me on the YouTube community. The guy who was doing this, I went to his page. It wasn't a private account, so I got to see the pictures. And yes, he really nice built. You could tell that he definitely puts time in the gym, and he had great definition. He was probably about 5'8", maybe shorter. Like a lot of pictures with him with his shirt off. Nothing wrong with that. If you work hard on it to look good, you should enjoy it. And then he tells me, well, he's striving to get to 315, but he has problems with his shoulders. And he's also 60 years old. And I can understand it. Shoulders will stop you from doing that. Absolutely. Well, Minotaur, how are we doing it? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, when people say my weights are fake or my numbers are off. Yeah, first of all, you got to do math. You got that right. It's just math. 45-pound plates. All right, there's 6 plates. The bar is 45. All right, that's 315. So, yeah, 6'5", yeah. About the same size. You got an inch on me and currently right now you probably got about 15 pounds on me. I was heavier. But yeah, it is different for us. And being that tall, Jack, and being your age that you are and doing 330 is huge. That really is. Hey, Jason, how you doing? We're going to get ready for work. There you go. Tomorrow, Jason. Friday, I'll be benching. Gary Snow, how we doing? Haven't seen you for a while. All right. There's some people I haven't seen for a while. Thanks for coming in. So, the thing of it is, having longer arms, using a full range of motion, not bending like a pretzel, makes that bench a little more challenging. All right. Now, a normal arch is not bad for you. I don't arch because I can't. My back doesn't do that. I'm a flat bencher because if I start to arch, my butt's coming off the bench and then it's a no lift. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I want to thank whoever did the other day. He gave me, they must have gave me a thanks button because that's new on my videos. I showed about $5 more than I usually make. I was trying to find it so I know who to thank, but I haven't been able to do that. But whoever did, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yep. Right, they haven't put the time in the record. They think after 21 that it's all downhill. And it's not. It's not. I mean, I got stronger in my 40s than I've ever have. Now, Is my endurance what it was when it was 18? Oh, of course not. Oh, I was a distance runner. I could run for miles and miles and miles. All right. And I suppose if I would have kept doing that, I still could. But I decided to get stronger. So I carry a little belly on me. Yeah, I do. All right. I'll shut it down after July. But right now, well, Michael, if they are in the comment section, they are subs. So another way to keep the trolls from your feeds is I just learned, and I said I put subscriber mode only. Now anybody can watch, but you have to be a subscriber. Hey, welcome back, Little Miss Pepper. You have to be a subscriber for a certain period of time before you can comment. And if I know my live feeds are going to be extremely long, I usually extend that time. Not that I don't want to hear from people who are not subscribers, but it has been keeping our troll away. Right now, saying that, we'll probably get them back. Right, and TRT doesn't, I don't think it makes you necessarily bigger. I think it helps you lose weight. Well, what's up, buddy kitty? Well, what do you want? She's been so cleany lately. Yeah, you've been so cleany lately. Oh my goodness. Come say hi to everybody. This is Banks. Used to be the wild kitty cat. And now she's my little sweetie. Aren't you? You're my little sweetie, aren't you? You want to go out in the bathroom, then you come back in. Or if you come right back to the door, you probably tell me you want to come back in. And a little concerned, she's losing a lot of hair off the back. When cooking, you want to keep your hands clean. So obviously after petting kitty cat, I have to wash my hands again. Yeah, it doesn't look like she wanted to go outside. All right. Well, let's you back in then. Just making sure. So I got my potatoes chopped up. I got the bacon just about done. Like I said, I do slow cook it. Now, because of its better quality bacon, it's not producing a ton of that bacon fat. So we used to have a spare jar of it, but I think when we got the new stove, I cleaned a bunch of stuff out, and that was probably one of the things that got cleaned out. So, and if you are on TRT, that's fine. I'm not judging anybody. You know, you're adults. You know, if you feel that some sort of performance enhancing drugs is needed for you, you know, if you're over 18, or I would say wait till you're 21, you know, that's your decision. But not everybody who's stronger than you is on it. Okay, I might, because I did have a flea and tick collar on her, and I took it off in the fall, figured it was probably safe to do so. So maybe I better go get another collar. I'm not seeing any fleas, but a treatment on the nape of the neck. Yep, so I'll do that. Thanks, Lois Proper. Appreciate it. So let me see. I'm missing a comment up here. Let me flip back up. I'm only catching part of it. TRT probably gives you more pep in her step. So a buddy of mine had to get it put on it because of his membrane between the left and right hemispheres was dissolving, and so they did that so it would repair itself. You know, oh yes, it gave more pep. He called me. He was just as happy as could be. He goes, "Oh God, I'm like a Greek god, chasing the wife around the house." He goes, "This is the greatest stuff." And for months, he was. And then period of time after, and I can't remember exactly how long ago was it, a year or 2 years. I noticed he wasn't talking like that anymore, so I asked him, was he still getting that same kick with the medicine he was on? And he said, no, it's pretty much it gone away. I'll even have to ask him if he's still on it. He may not even be on it. So the fear on some of these things is when they raise your testosterone level to a higher level than what your body is producing. My fear is, and I could be wrong, but my fear is once you get off it, it drops down even lower. Or, as in anything, it doesn't have the same effect. So, I just go to the store and get TRT. Well, and that's the other thing I tell them. I said, if you are going to, they do. They don't trust everybody, but they'll test people, especially when you break world records. So I've been in tested, events. Now, are there ways around it? Sure, there is. With the bodybuilding, I know a lot of people that they will sit there and they'll do a cycle, and then so for 3 months out of the year they're on it, and then they're off it. So time to do a contest, they'll be clear, but they never win. The ones that win in bodybuilding, this is bodybuilding, are probably on it all the time. Or doing some sort of flush before that. But the sport has caused that. I know a guy who's taking a lot of this stuff. And, his last event, I thought he looked fantastic. They told him he got to be bigger. Well, I don't know how he's going to get any bigger. I'm like, I'm kidding. Right, the TRT doesn't give you muscle. You're right, Gary. You still got to get in the gym. You still have to lift. Steroids will not give you muscles. You still have to go in the gym. You still have to lift. They got so many things out there. People will throw a new chemical at me, and I tell them, well, I got to look that up. I don't even know what it is. Because I never researched it, because I didn't have any interest in it. Now, later on, will I consider TRT? Yeah, it's a possibility. But it will probably be when I'm done competing. Probably at that point, I'll say, okay, I'm done with competing. I've hit my goals. I'll still be working out. But I'll say, okay, now maybe it's time to try that. But, if people go, well, what's your level at? I don't know what my level is at. I never had it tested. As long as I'm still getting in the gym. Does it take a little more effort for me to stay focused? Yes, it does. That's okay. I'm sure a lot of us are suffering from that. I just do it anyway. I know Michael has mentioned on a lot of his videos, he just didn't really feel, for it. But he went and did the workout anyway. And that's what separates it. You have to just push through it. Okay, I'm not as motivated as I used to be, but I'm smart enough and I have a brain. So I walk in there, right, just get up and move. You're right? Just move, just go. Hey, Jason, have fun at work. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Thanks for stopping in. And July 11th. So July 11th is going to be when I'm throwing in Pittsburgh. I don't know the time schedule yet, but it will be July 11th. And then on the 14th, there's that meet in Dubuque again, so I might do it. I might come back from Pittsburgh and then go to Dubuque, Iowa, and compete again. So my next one is in March. So March 18th, Dubuque, Iowa. I'm set up for that. And I just need to book a room and I'll be good to go. That should be fun. My goal is to break my own world record. I'm hanging right around 244, 245 pounds. So that is definitely where I want to be. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate that. It helps the algorithm, or whatever that word is. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, I was in the chair a little bit longer this morning than I would like to been, but the cat was sleeping on my lap. But that's when I go to the gym in Pontiac instead of the one in Streeter. So you just make the adjustment. I think I'm gonna grab myself a power cord. Today, get my laptop charged completely. It's starting to run a little low. So I figured I better plug in now. So I will be in the gym later on this afternoon, and I'll probably do back because I'm feeling it here and I'm feeling it here, doing those shrugs and deadlifts with my new trap bar. So I'm definitely going to enjoy it. That was on my live stream yesterday. And I did put on a bunch of my shorts. Now sometimes I'll post the same short over because I'm testing on how does YouTube push things at different times. Because I can put up one at 5 o'clock and get 30 views, and I can put it up again at 9 o'clock at night and get 2,000 views. Same video. So all right, Lone Star, thanks for popping in. But yeah, so for on the drugs and that, first of all, I don't have the spare income for it. And so I imagine it's not free. An indoor track, there you go. Now I am doing hikes out around my neighborhood, out in the farm, and that was inspired by Michael. So that was like my next level of getting in shape. And that's a lot of things is, I find that most people who will compete or take fitness seriously are their toughest critics. And they don't need some no video, no content, no nothing account telling them, well, you're doing that wrong. Because if they are doing something wrong, they'll be the first one to call themselves out. I guarantee it. Sometimes I watch some of my videos saying, ugh, man, I was off that day. So then I make it, part of my goal to improve upon it the next time. So here, I got potatoes, I got onions. Now I don't do a ton of onions, but they are good. There are some minerals and vitamins that they contain in there that are beneficial for you. And you say, well, you're on supplements too. I said, I am. But I don't rely on them as my only source. I try to get most of that through food. And remember, the word supplement means to add to, not to replace. That's the one thing you got to remember. You're not trying to replace it, you're just trying to add to it. So, I'll throw those in later. Remember my if you go to her SD shop at Fallout Umbrella. Thank you, Gary. So this is one, the standard ones. Now, these I special made in the, well, I was trying to get Scottish blue, but I guess it's royal blue. But in a link in the description to the SD shop, you can get it in black, gray, and I think maybe white. Maybe I'll tell her to see if she can add blue to it. And you can order it directly from her, and it'll be shipped to you. It's $25, shipping included. So that's a good deal. She did design another one, which are on the way. I can't wait to wear it. And I got coffee cups there too. So, my merchandise. Another thing I thought I'd never hear myself saying, merchandise. That's why you never say never. Even when you say never, never. So here, stir this up. And like I said, I'm slow cooking it. You don't want to burn it, I want to cook it. Good food takes time. I'll let that go there for a while. So how do you deal with haters? The easiest way is just to ignore them. I live in Idaho, cold as hell outside. Yeah. So it's in the 30s here. I think we're going to get either a wintry mix, that's rain, sleet, and snow, which I hate. Right now, we're just getting some rain, or we may just get snow. So today and tomorrow is going to be kind of the shitty days, and then it gets better later on. One daughter lives in Arizona, and they're actually thinking about moving to Idaho. But we'll see what happens. Arizona in the summer is just way too hot for me. Not a fan of it. I can tell, as we tell people in the videos, I'm doing the best I can. Yep. And I know, and I'm guilty of that, and I do apologize that. You called me out on it, rightly so. But I'll tell you what, your spots have been much better, much deeper. I haven't really seen anything wrong with them. And the fact that the weight you're doing. So, and that's the same thing. I'm saying, well, I want to be able to do this better. I want to be able to do that better. Michael squats more than I do. So that motivates me to squat more. Doesn't motivate me to say, oh, you guy, stop doing that. And the whole idea is it should be motivating. But the problem is this person who's hating on you, he's probably just not hating on you. He's probably hating on everybody. Is sitting in front of a computer with his plate on his stomach, because he can, and he's hating on it. The bars on the windows, yeah. I know, I get that a lot, Jack. Are you in jail? No, so the gym, because I asked about it. Why are the bars on this window? Because it used to be a car dealership, and that's where the cashier was. And a lot of car dealerships put the bars on the window where the cashier was. So, number one, they didn't get robbed. Or number two, somebody was upset about the bill, reached and snatched the cashier. So, yeah, when I'm at the Edge Fitness in Streeter, I get that. So I looked at John at Prepper Nation had the map, and where I was looking where it was affected, it looks like I'm just outside that zone. Now, to be honest with you, knowing which way the prevailing winds almost always go, I kind of disagree with that map. I really don't see that getting my direction. I am west of Ohio, and the winds mostly are northeast to the southeast, but they're always going east. Rarely do we get weather from the west or northwest, and when we do, it's very bad weather. So, but even with that map, which was shown going almost the entire state of Indiana and probably about a quarter of Illinois, I'm still outside that zone. So I don't think it's going to affect me. I mean, obviously, it's concerns I have because I am on a well. But no, I think I'm okay. Grandma Vet, thanks for popping in. So I don't think my garden or my pond. So that would be my first indicator. My first indicator would be is if I start having fish floating up to the pond. That usually gives you an idea when something's wrong. I remember when I was much younger, the farmer had just sprayed the fields, and as soon as he got done, it just torrential rain came down, and all that stuff he sprayed on the fields went into his pond, and the next day there was just hundreds of fish floating on the top. So we were kind of asking us, Howie, what are you spraying in the fields? And I guess, he just didn't realize it was going to rain. But then I started thinking about, okay, he's got farmland all around my parents' place. So what's going into my well water? I let the one farmer farm this area here. I tell him, I set out buckets. I said, you can't spray anywhere in this area. I don't want your stuff in my garden. He hit my garden one year, and it really did make me upset. Yeah, and I tell you, it's a shame. Katie, what are you into? Come on back down. There ain't nobody up there. You behave. Cat was trying to get in the bedroom. I heard her meow, and I said, okay, something's wrong. She's meowing, she's up to something. So the bacon, I bought this from the butcher last week. They had it on sale for $4.99 a pound. It's the cheapest I've seen butcher bacon. So I bought almost 8 pounds of it. Eggs out there. So yeah, that spill, I find it hard to believe that they just didn't evacuate people before they lit that thing on fire. So I do, praying for everybody in Ohio and Pennsylvania, and I got to imagine Indiana and West Virginia and Virginia got to be kind of affected by that. And I mean that's just the world we lived in. There are dangers in the world. I think we do ourselves a disservice. My opinion is when we try to think that we can make a law that's going to make everybody safe, because you can't do that. Yeah, this one's a little spoiled too, but there's places she can't go. And the bedroom's one of them. She was scratching at the door at 5:30 this morning. And once you let them in, and you just get done for. And once you set that precedent, then they're in there. You're in like Flynn. That's how she got in the house. This was a wildcat. Lived out in my shed. And it decided to be friends. And it lived out on the deck. And all of a sudden one day it's in the house. Gulf of Mexico. So there see, and that's just it. I don't watch a lot of news. News is depressing. And I'm aware of what's going on. I go get the information in that, but you almost have to filter it down. Does it affect me directly? If it's no, then, or can I make, if it does, what can I do about it? No, nothing. Okay, well, that's not good. Or I can do this. All right, yeah, I do those things. But I had cousins that watched the news 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. And all it did was it made them depressed, and it made them hateful, and it just, and the one, she's 10 years younger than her sisters, and last time I seen her, she looked 10 years older. And it's the stress. Now, it doesn't mean that you keep totally unaware. I tend to get better information off the social media or off online than I do on the news. And I don't care what it is. The only one that used to give us information, One American News, they took off satellite. And then you could still get the news from Newsmax. Well, now they took that off of satellite. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look into that one, Lomas proper. I have not researched that. Now, that's an area that could make its way up to Illinois because we do get a south, east movement. So I'd be more concerned about the one in Texas affecting me than the one in Ohio. Seems to be a lot of those things happening, but that's not what this is about. Let's not get into that. About nutrition, like I said, it's like, how do you deal with trolls? So what I do is usually when I get them fake weights, I'll just say, no, they're real weights, and here's a link to my openpowerlifting.org. Okay. You're on TRT. I'm not on TRT. I'm Scottish. I'm not going to spend money. Like I said, if you are going to go on that sort of stuff, don't buy it from somebody online or a doctor. All right, who can monitor you, can recommend a dosage and stuff like that. Now and then on Messenger, I get a new friend request, and I go to their profile. I go to their profile first, and it's Mr. Laboratory. And I just send a message, I'm not interested. And you go, well, we sell regular supplements too. That's nice. I buy local when I can. But the fact is, the first thing you asked me was not regular supplements. So another thing, I understand they're trying to make a business, but you have to wonder, okay, where are these pharmaceuticals coming from? Probably China. And how safe are they? Probably not. So if you are going to do that, if you are going to make the decision to go to a TRT or some sort of, do it with the supervision of a doctor that specializes in that field. Yeah, I'll have to look that up and see what was on there. But no problem, Michael. Thanks for popping in there. All right, making lunch, and then basically once lunch settles, I'll head to the gym. I was thinking, I do those rep bars again, but I can feel all those muscles. They got a lot of work. So that's really, I give them the information. I say, no, it's not. This is what it is. The trolls on the Lord of the Rings turn to stone in the daylight. There you go. Kitty, what are you up to? Thanks. Okay. What are you getting into? You're yelling too much. Kitty? Okay, well, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? You okay? Vince, are you okay? Are you okay? Come here. Come here. Why are you yelling? I don't know if she just wants to sit on my lap and is upset that I'm having fun, or I don't know. All around the house meowing. All right, so now we'll add the onions in. Now during the summer, when my plant's producing, I'd also be putting green peppers in here. So that's the only thing I'm really missing. And I hate to buy them from the store because I don't know where they came from and what's been sprayed on them. So I kind of stay away from theirs. Moringa. I don't. Casey Little Owl might be the one to ask that question. She does a lot of things. So moringa leaf powder. Side effects, uses, side effects. So here's WebMD. Native to India and other countries, contains proteins, vitamins, and minerals, making it useful to fight malnutrition. So it's a food source in the part of the world to be grown cheaply and easily, and it retains much of its nutritional value when dried. As an antioxidant, it helps protect the cells from damage. It also may decrease inflammation and reduce pain. It is used for asthma, diabetes, breastfeeding, and many other purposes. But there is no good scientific evidence to support these claims. I got to hit it next, so I'm probably going to run into that ad here. Uses. For asthma, taking 3 grams twice daily for 3 weeks reduces the severity of asthma symptoms, improves lung function in adults with mild to moderate asthma. Diabetes and control is unclear. Okay, it's unclear on that, whether it helps with that. Might increase your BMI. Maybe lower cholesterol. Maybe grow hair on top of your head. So what I want to look at is side effects. When taken by mouth, the root and root bark are possibly unsafe. They're saying it's likely safe when the leaves, fruit, and seeds are eaten. Okay. So it doesn't seem like it's harmful. So they mention a lot of things it might be good for, but then they say there's nothing to prove it. Cosmic, how we doing? So that was what I found on that one. Doesn't look like it's bad for you. It looks like it may help in asthma. How long was I in the Army? I was in for 6 years. And then my daughter and son spent 6 years in the Navy, and my youngest daughter is currently finishes up her 6-year enlistment in the Air Force come this fall. That was kind of a surprise to me. There we go. Got that. Just about ready to add the eggs. So I have brownish eggs. I have blue eggs. I have brown eggs. I have Cajun eggs. Kind of what I like about, there we go, buying them fresh. You get different colors. Doesn't change what's inside the egg, but it's cool. So I got that going. I can now put this away. Get that ready to wash. So yeah, so understand when you have trolls number one, they're unhappy with their life, and misery loves company. And when they see something they can't do, sometimes their ego gets involved. So the ones on my lifting, a lot of them are people who thought they were at the top of their game and realize there's always another level, and there is. I mean, I'm talking to a few guys at lunch bench hundreds of pounds more than I do. You know, my 405 is their warm up, and I'm going to get the opportunity to work out with one of them hopefully this spring down in Springfield, Missouri. There you go, Gary. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, they said for arthritis, but then they said there's nothing to. But yeah, Casey Little Owl really digs into this stuff, but it looks like it has some benefits. I might even think about it because I do get a little bit of an asthma. I used to be on 2 medications for it. I haven't really taken them in the last 5 years. I still have the one maintenance inhaler that I take maybe once every 3 months. You know, when I feel like maybe got a cold or coming on or something. There you go. So diet and exercise can do a lot. But like I said, when there is time for, you know, the need for medication, then you always want to do that under supervision of a doctor. But there are a lot of supplements out there, when taken in the correct dosages, do a lot for you. So I'll have to see if that's available the next time I go to the store. So I got a nice base going here. Potatoes and onions. So what I do before I add the eggs in there, I just break up the bacon into it. I'll have to check and see what it is later. So I break the bacon up into it. Then I'm going to throw a couple eggs over it, act as a binder. And then put it on a plate and then cover it up with steak sauce. Remember, steak sauce is not for steak. If you're putting it on steak, something was wrong. Either it was cooked poorly or it was just a bad quality piece of meat to begin with. And I'm sure I told everybody about that story when we were at a restaurant in Dallas, Texas. And our steaks got served, you know, a couple bites in. The waitress asked if we need anything, and the guy I was with asked for steak sauce. So she comes back with it, and the chef wants to know how the steak is. And I thought, well, he just told you. It's not good. That's why he asked for the steak sauce. And the chef should have known it. Basically, should have been the chef saying, okay, So 2 reasons why the steak is not good. You know, number one, it could be just a bad meat. A lot of times it's not cooked at the right temperature. So they slow cook it at a low temperature. This I want to slow cook at a low temperature. A steak I don't. I want to sear it, and then let it rest. Yeah, so more moringa. So I might try it out and see how it helps with my breathing. Well, that's kind of like that, you know, why you like to share this type of information, because, you know, I get benefits from it. So throw the eggs in here. I get back down to low. 2 eggs. Remember, about 6 grams of protein per egg. There's probably about 3 grams of protein in the potatoes. No discernible protein in the onion. Now, when I do drink the milk, That'll give me more than enough. So more of my secret Scottish spices. So basically sea salt and fresh ground pepper. What I do is I just chop this up and mix it in. And it's really just becomes kind of a binder. And it holds the food together. You gotta be careful because you can actually throw a ton of eggs in here and not realize it. You know, the potatoes are going to be pretty filling as it is. That's why I stopped at 4 eggs, and they're smaller eggs. Depending on the time of year and who I'm getting them from, the eggs can vary in sizes where, you know, a jumbo is almost worth 2 mediums. And those look like about medium. There we go. Every now and then I'll wake up early, then I'll make breakfast for both the missus and I. Now we put the oil. Let me see if I catch up on. Oh, there we go. From Valentine's Day, there you go. So I took the missus out for dinner on that Saturday, and we went to a we went to a 5-star restaurant. Spent a lot of money. That's why I'm working overtime this weekend. And we both had steaks. Oh my goodness, they were so good. And it's funny, and I'm going to double check on this. So when we got to the restaurant, we came into kind of like the back parking lot. And the owner was out there outside having a smoke. He opened the door for us, thanked us from coming in. Then we get there, we had made reservations, so we're sitting in the bar waiting for our reservation to get called in. And we're sitting at the bar, we're sitting at the bar. Haven't been asked for a drink yet. When I'm going to a place where I'm going to spend a lot of money, I want to get service. So it comes to a point where it's either I'm getting up and leaving or I'm going to make some noise. So I seen the owner. I didn't know for sure he was the owner at the time, but I had a pretty good feeling he was. So I walked up to him. I said, I appreciate you opening the door for us and that. I said, we're still waiting to get a drink order. And I mean, we're right there at the bar. And these 2 bartenders had walked past me a couple times. So needless to say, I'm not a happy camper. And we got our drinks right away. So then we get the drinks. We're drinking them. Our name gets called. And I tell the bartender, I said, well, we're going to get our table, just, give it to our bill. And she goes, no. Said, the owner took care of it. So he bought our first 2 drinks. I said, well, it's not really what I was asking for. I was just asking for service. But I appreciate that. So I got a distinct look, and I was kind of paying attention to that. And I think I've seen him on Bar Rescue. And I think he had the bar somewhere else, not in Illinois. There it is. So next time we go there, I'm gonna take a good look at him. He definitely looks like this guy on Bar Rescue. Now, I like the shows, but I do suspect they're staged. Because supposedly they know he's coming. And if I had a business, and I knew somebody was coming, that's the expert, I think I would clean up my place. Maybe they're not told to. It is good stuff. Tastes good, a lot of flavor, a lot of nutrition. This is you don't have to take vitamins with food, but it will prevent tummy aches. And it slows down the absorption. So Binks is trying to give me a hint. So she's sitting there next to my chair. Like, okay, Daddy, I don't know how obvious I can be. So she's been meowing because she wants to sit in my lap. Well worth the time. You will never get this going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. I just wish I could just relate how good this tastes. Michael, I'm sure you know because you cook your meals too. That is so good. I would say cooked to perfection. Let me get back up here. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. It is the best. And it's better for you. A lot of these processed foods that people are eating are a lot of the reasons of their health issues. Right. And that's just it. Now, and Gary, I understand. I mean, I like a Big Mac or a Whopper, but after I eat one, I feel worse. It's like I feel worse after I ate it. Cooking fish. I could do that. Now, A lot of times the way I cook fish, I think that's really good for you. I do like fried fish. I can do a baked one. One thing about fish cooks quickly. My daughter did some fresh tuna that way that her nephews-in-laws had went out and caught. Man, was it good. Mm-mm-mm. I'm a little closer to the plate. A lot of times I'm just eating tuna out of the can. You can fillet it up, bread it, and just fry it in oil. And it's really good. Probably not the healthiest way of doing it. Another way is you fillet it up and you lay it in a cookie sheet, lemon juice and butter over it with pepper, and just bake it. 350 degrees, maybe 30 minutes. I mean, breading is just flour, spices. Now, if you want to really stick to it, throw an egg in there. I can do that. Yeah, because Lent's coming up anyway. So maybe we can do that on a Friday. Oh, this was good. No, not often. Usually got to catch it. And I mean, really, unless they're farm raised, you know, but you may have to catch it or go online. There might be some people that'll ship it directly to you. That might even be better because the problem with fish is you can't display it as long as you can with beef. Fish has a much shorter span for the time it needs to be cooked. That's usually why it's a little bit more money. Or you can keep, hamburger and steaks, you keep them refrigerated for 2 weeks. Fish, you can't. You buy fish to cook that day. If it's fresh, if you buy it frozen, then you just keep it frozen. I think Runner Boy popped in here. I forgot to say hi to him. Sorry about that. Well, they are because they're raising them in much larger quantities than they would be in the wild. Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to close it up here. It's been a little bit over an hour. But, for a good meal, you want to invest an hour, at least an hour between prep time, cook time, and then sit down and eat it. So my the last record I set, well, I guess you call it Illinois record too, but it's a national record also. I plan to at least beat it by 10, 15 pounds in March. And then I want to beat it by another 10, 15 pounds in July. So I would like to, at the competition next month, at least 418. And then in July, I'd like to be back in that 200 kilograms, so 440. So what's working against me? My age, not getting any younger. I'm still trying to maintain the lighter weight that I competed at last time. And then just motivation to go in there and do what needs to be done. At some point in my life, I'm going to say, okay, I don't want to be the power lifter anymore. And then I'll probably diet down and try to get the belly not to stick out as far. Yeah, it's national. I mean, it's a state too. And I am tied for 4th worldwide. But that was at 275. Now I'm at the 242 pound class. So I'm going to try to at least equal what I did at 275. Hey, that one motivated guy. How we doing? Thanks for popping in. At the tail end of it, I made bacon, potatoes, onions, and eggs. We talked about how to deal with trolls and haters. Now that my Instagram account is, thanks for hitting the thumbs up, everybody. Now that my Instagram account is growing, I'm reaching people that I haven't reached before. And, some of them are, oh, we got fake weights. Oh, we were on TRT, HRT, XYZ, whatever. And, well, yeah, there's about one out of 100 comments I get that. A few of them I've turned around. Then I hit them with the facts. I said, here's my records on openpowerlifting.org. Something you probably should have looked at before you made your comment. So I've had a few, Then I had the ones that never get back to me. They did it all. There's my hateful comment. I feel so good now. And off to the next social media account to make fun of. But I'm thinking, I may have been in a restaurant, one of the guys that was on Bar Rescue was on years and years ago. I think he probably closed that place down, and this is his new restaurant. It's called the Bolt in Streeter, and the food is excellent. And Streeter needed a nice restaurant like that. Maybe I'll get a free drink for the shout out. Okay. I gotta start getting ready for the rest of the day. Oh, at the gym, I'm not gonna live stream from there. One live stream a day, I think, is plenty. Oh, also on my videos, along the bottom, you'll see a thing that says thanks, with a $sign on it. So if you want to send me a super chat on a video, you can now do that. Something that I think was there the whole time. I just didn't realize it. Jennifer Cruz sent out the thing on hers, and I go, hey, I wonder if I have that. And I think somebody did that the other day for me, and I wish I knew who it was so I could thank them. So we got that going. Today, probably I'm going to do some biceps and back, maybe some legs. I'm going to stay away from the triceps because I'm benching tomorrow, and I don't want to wear them out. So everybody, thank you very much. Have a great day. Jack, my motivated guy, Michael, Gary, Ray, Tom, George, Steve. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow it should be around 10 a.m. Live at the gym. Everyone have a wonderful day.